I'm Sage Switek, and I'm talking about my project, The Maidenhead Voyage. The Maidenhead Voyage is a Tumblr blog or media share that discusses the topic of virginity, and it's a forum for people to discuss their voyage of losing their virginity. I chose the term voyage instead of story because I feel it's something with the utmost importance, and just to say a story, it could come with many different ideas. I mean, I'm telling a story right now, or I'm going to walk outside and tell a story to someone else. I feel like the word voyage holds way more value and way more importance. And that's what virginity is. It's a huge aspect and a huge place of value for human sexuality. And maybe it shouldn't hold that much value, and that's also what I want to find out from the people that submit. I want to know, like, what does virginity mean to you? Does it have value in your life, or does it not? Is losing your virginity like walking down the street, or is it something that is like a tidal wave of importance? Like, I'm not sure, and that's why I want to figure it out. Human sexuality is something that comes naturally to everybody, and to have a forum or just a place, as I call it, the cherry orchard of knowledge, I think it's really great to have one place where people can go and read about others' experiences and really learn from it, or just reflect on their own. You know, I've never come across a story where virginity wasn't a really huge turning point in their life, or something that was really important to them. If it was a good experience or a bad experience, everybody learned something from it, or learned something within themselves. So although human sexuality is a really taboo topic, I chose it because I feel like it's something that should be discussed. I chose the topic of virginity to discuss because for me, I don't know what the value is to me. And I didn't grow up a religious person. I grew up open with no real religious background and no real background of specific like moral values or anything, yet it's something that I've held on to and tried to find great importance with. But for each person, it holds a completely different value. So in a sense, the Maidenhead Voyage is my own voyage to figure out what is virginity, and like why does it hold so much value, and why do so many people, you know, put a ring on it and wait till marriage. So in a way, the Maidenhead Voyage is a voyage for me to figure out what virginity means and why does it hold such great importance to so many people. The project is just getting off its feet right now, but I've received multiple really, really great stories. Other stories that I'm looking for, I'm trying to reach out to the queer community as well, because I feel like they shouldn't be excluded. And I feel like in this day and age, as queer culture becomes more prominent, especially here in Santa Cruz, I feel like they're just as valid, their stories and their voyages. So I wanted to make sure to include everyone's. Human sexuality has always been a huge interest of mine. I'm currently a psychology and feminist studies student, and decided that I really wanted to focus on human sexuality because throughout my life I've always been a person to my close friends that, you know, I'm like the advice giver and stuff. So whenever people had either a good experience or bad experience and they shared it with me, I always saw such great potential in that, and it being a really good teaching experience or like learning experience for myself, and I felt like for others as well. Living in Santa Cruz has definitely increased. Just going to college, I feel like, increases your awareness of human sexuality. I think it's especially unique because I'm living in an environment where I'm with many like-minded people and many people around the same age. So I feel like that definitely made me feel more apt to want to like learn all about human sexuality. One thing that is really unique to Santa Cruz that helps me out with this project is the queer community, which is one of the major parts of this project. I feel Santa Cruz has such a strong and unique queer community, and I would love nothing more than to hear all of their stories. I decided to create the Maidenhead Voyage and make it open to people of all sexualities and all gender identifications because personally, I choose to identify as queer or pansexual, which means for me that I don't look at love as something that's gendered or even sexuality as something that should be gendered. And I felt like the project should take the same approach. So I guess you could say the Maidenhead Voyage is a pansexual, but basically it's open to everything. It's open to all aspects of virginity, all aspects of human sexuality, because really life is like that. Every story takes a new perspective, and not one story is alike the next, and every voyage is very unique to each person, and I feel like the Maidenhead Voyage should be open to all of those different aspects. One common misconception with virginity is that it's something that someone takes from someone else. Oh, I took that person's virginity. And one thing that I've gotten from many people that have sent in stories is kind of like a correction to that. And a lot of people have written about how they are in control and they give their virginity to someone. And a lot of writers will say that their only hope is that the person that they give it to holds it in the highest regard, because it's something that a lot of people believe should be in a very high regard. Go to the website, maidenheadvoyage.tumblr.com. This is the Maidenhead Voyage.